In terms of organic search engine optimization, sorry, apologies, that hasn't come up. That's Google's Google Keyword Tool. And if you just Google Keyword Tool and click on the first link that comes up, you can get access to this. Again, Google have been very busy over the last couple of months. They've redesigned the interface to the Google Keyword Tool. But what you've got here, you've got access to Google's database of what people have actually been searching for. So guess what? This completely removes the guesswork from you going, what keywords might apply to my business. This thing tells you. You can go into that thing and type in, jewelry, Belfast jewelry, internet marketing, media, cars, whatever it might be. You can put any kind of sort of seed word into this database, and Google will then give you a list of results that basically says, here's what people are searching for. So that completely removes the guesswork. And sometimes people have actually used this keyword tool to even find a definition and a focus for their business. Because if you type in widgets and it says, there's 10,000 people a month searching for pink widgets, but there's only 25 people a month searching for blue widgets, and guess what? There's the focus of your business. If you're going, what kind of widgets am I going to sell? The Google Keyword Tool can actually tell you, because that's what people are looking for. And it goes back to the age-old adage of, of marketing and give people what they're looking for. And this thing tells you. So keyword research is the first thing that you should actually be doing when it comes to trying to appear on Google search engine results. We spend hours and hours doing keyword research for our clients and getting these keywords right. Because if you get them right, there really is a massive benefit. And Mike touched on it in his presentation, target the long tail. Now what I mean there is target things that are very, very specific to the products, to the services, to the business that you're in. And just to give you an example, targeting, the keyword sportswear, for example. So, I don't know exactly what it is, but there'll be hundreds of thousands of people every month looking for sportswear. But research has shown, and obviously the generic nature of that term means that people who usually type in 1 or 2 keywords are looking for information. People who type in 3 or more keywords are much more likely to buy. And I say buy, that could be, yes, buy a product, or it could be give their email address or contact you or whatever it might be. So we'll use buy in a very generic way here. But the longer tail, so the more keywords people use, the much better it is. So if you drill down from sportswear, you might go into men's sportswear. So that's getting a bit more specific in terms of what people are looking for. But there's still no product called men's sportswear. So drill on down a little bit and go to maybe to men's football shirts. So yes, there is a product called men's football shirts. But if you went into JJB, is it still around? And said, can I have a men's football shirt? They'll say, well, what sort of shirt are you looking for? Is it a specific team or what it might be? So going down at another level. So if somebody types in men's Arsenal, any Arsenal supporters in here, football shirt, now we've got something that people can actually buy. That is something very, very specific, and that's what we call the long tail. And just because there's 500,000 people a month searching for sportswear, don't get sort of caught up in the there's massive numbers of people searching for that. That's what I'll target. Because they won't turn into buyers. The people who will turn into buyers are those people who type in men's Arsenal football shirt, men's West Ham football shirt. Had to give them a mention. Very, very specific terms. Because guess what? If Google can find those keywords in your page, then that's when Google is going to actually show that page on its results when people type that in. So if I typed in jewelry and blah blah blah, and I found out that engagement rings Belfast, or diamond engagement rings Belfast, even better, was something that enough people search for, then I start creating a page all about diamond engagement rings in Belfast, because that's what people will want, and 2, that's what Google is looking for as well. So once you've created your pages, you then want to lay out the pages correctly. So I would always say get your content right first, and then we can sort of work with the content. So it needs to be in the title of the page, it needs to be in the heading of the page, it needs to be within the content of the page. And getting slightly technical when I say that's another seminar. But if you can get the keywords into these strategic places on your pages, then absolutely, that's what Google's looking for, and Google is basically giving you a tick for every one that it finds, and that increases your chances of actually getting high rankings. And then finally, once you've got your keywords, you've got your pages, but you've created your page, and maybe you're sitting at number 37 on Google search results for diamond engagement rings Belfast. what you've got to do to get to the top of the pile is you've got to get links from other sites into your pages. And one of the big things that I would stress here is that search engines rank pages. Search engines don't rank sites. And if anybody ever talks to you about optimizing your site without getting into the very specifics of keywords and exact keywords and building links into individual pages, they don't know what they're talking about, okay? You've got to get links into specific pages. Every link that comes into your page is like a vote for that particular page. And the more votes Google sees, the higher up the rankings. Google's whole algorithm for its search results is based around the power of the crowd. So Google basically said, well, okay, how are we going to decide which one's going to be at the top, which one's going to be at the bottom? And from the outset, Google basically said, okay, well, the one that people like the most, that's the one that we're going to put up there. So it's all about the crowdsourcing, and in Google terms, it's votes and links. So how do you set about getting links? Well, one of the best ways is actually, create content and produce PR pieces, produce articles, and submit them out there onto the internet, and embed your links within this content that are actually coming back into your site. You can submit to directories. You can forge relationships with other web businesses and literally just contact webmasters and say, I like your site. Is there any chance that you could link to my site or whatever it might be if they've got a relevant business to yours. So, those are the very quickly, and I say this is another probably a few days seminar on how to get links into your site. But very quickly, that's the way to do it. Create interesting content, and other people will take that content and link back to you because you can actually embed the links within your content.